You may be seated. Good afternoon, everyone, and special good afternoon to our graduates today. This is a day that your family and friends have been highly anticipating, your graduation from the University of Wisconsin-Platteville. I am Dr. Mitty Nummick-Stenherter, the Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, and on behalf of those seated on stage, the faculty and staff in front of you, and the entire university, welcome to today's ceremony. Would you now please stand, remove your headgear, and sing the national anthem, led by Gwendolyn Haig. You may be seated. Graduates, today you become part of another special family, that being the University of Wisconsin-Platteville alumni. This is the 196th commencement ceremony at the University of Wisconsin-Platteville, where more than 55,000 graduates have earned their diplomas. You are also graduating at a very special time, at our sesquicentennial, our 150th anniversary. You will carry on the rich history that is the University of Wisconsin-Platteville. Congratulations to all the candidates here today. Last night, we honored the graduates in the School of Business as well as graduate studies students. This morning, we honored the rest of the graduates in the College of Business, Industry, Life Science, and Agriculture. Later today, we will salute graduates of the College of Engineering, Mathematics, and Science. And in all, this year, we have 1,007 undergraduate students and 138 graduate candidates in all four ceremonies. So let me tell you a little bit about today's ceremony. First, we will hear words of encouragement and congratulations from our student speaker, from our commencement speaker, and finally from our chancellor. We will also recognize some special people and then present the candidates for graduation. Graduates, each commencement, a student speaker is chosen to represent you, the graduating seniors. And this year's speaker is graduating with a double major in theater and English, with an emphasis in professional writing. He has starred in 8 Pioneer Players productions, been a member of the Sigma Phi Epsilon fraternity. He has been a writing tutor at the Writing Center for the last 2 years, and these experiences have enabled him to become a strong leader inside and outside of the classroom. So please join me in welcoming David Frieden.
Thank you, Provost Denherter. Welcome, faculty, family, and friends to the LAE Spring 2016 Commencement. Ever since I was a child, I have heard stories about a man named Dano Watkins. And he has been and always will be an inspiration to me. Dano was born in Moline, Illinois in 1956. And I have heard stories about his love for traveling, the practical jokes he pulled on his friends and family, and his spontaneous generosity. Dano started an annual dance at my high school called the Hoedown, which still exists today. Proceeds to this country-themed dance go toward various charities throughout the city. When Dano was a sophomore, his father had bought him a brand new parka. And when his father went to pick him up from school one day, during a blizzard, he saw Dano out playing in the snow without his coat. And when Dano got into the car, his dad started yelling at him about how cold it was and how irresponsible it was for Dano to lose this brand new coat. And Dano just said, "Dad, my old coat fits me just fine. I gave my new coat to a kid who didn't have one." Above all things, Dano loved the outdoors. And on a sunny day in 1974, Dano was mountain climbing in the Rocky Mountains. Something went wrong, and unfortunately, Dano lost his life. He was 18. Dano died at a young age, but he did more living in those 18 years than some people do in their entire lives. I never met my Uncle Dano, but all of us should strive to become someone like him. A person who is generous and kind, someone who did what he loved, and someone who wasn't afraid to take risks. And he lives on through these stories about my mom's big brother, Dano Watkins. In the theater program, we have a saying: risk, fail, risk again. Maybe everyone should apply that to their lives, not just theater people. Yes, some risk can result in more serious consequences, like Dano. But don't let fear keep you from getting what you want in life. If everyone gave in to the fear of failure and rejection, there would not be rovers on Mars, medicine would only be a luxury, and the light bulb would only exist as an idea. Successful people take risks, but what is success? Being successful doesn't necessarily mean having a lot of money. It doesn't necessarily mean being famous. But success does oftentimes take hard work, commitment to your goals, and sacrifice. So apply for your dream job. Write that book that you've had in your head for the past several years, and move to your favorite city. If you don't achieve your goals right away, just remember that there's always the next interview, your favorite city will still be there, and hard work and perseverance pay off. I love theater, and that's an understatement. I did a lot of shows in high school, but when I was about to take the last bow for the final show of my senior year, I remember thinking that this would be the last time I will ever perform, the last bow I will ever take. Because once I start college, it's time to get serious. And so when I first got here, I was a biology major, but ultimately I found that biology just wasn't for me. And it took a while, but I finally found my passion: writing and acting, English and theater. I've had many opportunities to perform here at UW-Platteville, and I couldn't be happier. And in the fall, I'm off to Chicago to try my hand at acting. It's going to be challenging, but shouldn't we all accept that challenge and just pursue our passion and follow our dreams? Most of you aren't theater majors, but you can still take risks by doing what you love. Anything worth doing, anything worth working toward involves challenges, and all challenges involve risk. For you education majors, oh, how I wish the world knew just how much work it takes to be a teacher. The job is not just conferences and lectures for 7 hours a day. There is so much more than that, and you should not be afraid to take charge of your classrooms, create new school programs and organizations, and influence your students' lives. For those of you going into criminal justice, don't be afraid to stand up for what you believe. I always thought police officers were the coolest people, and you are all going to make so much of a difference in so many ways. Be the officers who speak at elementary schools, hand out DARE cards to children, and surprise them at their birthday parties. Commencement is not the end. It's the beginning of new opportunities, new challenges, and potential risk. I want you to continue to accept those challenges and take risks. And that doesn't mean you have to climb a mountain. It means that you should do what you love, pursue it with passion and commitment, and never, ever settle for anything less than what you deserve. It may not always be easy, but a calm sea never made a skilled sailor. Before I conclude, I would just like to thank Chancellor Shields, Provost Denherter, Dean Troop, my professors, my family, my friends, my brothers, and of course my fellow graduates. After leaving Platteville, please keep being pioneers, be like Dano, and become the reason why stories are told. Thank you again, and congratulations.
Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to seeing your name in lights. Some of you may be wondering what the different colored stoles and cords are that many of our graduates are wearing today. Our international students wear white flag stoles featuring the United States flag and the flag of their home country. The University of Wisconsin-Platteville students who have studied abroad wear stoles featuring the flag of the country in which they studied. Clubs, organizations, and honor societies have bestowed different color stoles and pins on their graduates, representing extracurricular and high-impact practices, learning that went along with the classroom experience. And this class, because it is our sesquicentennial class, are also sporting 150th anniversary pins as well as special medallions on their tassels. Right now, I want to call special attention to those who are wearing gold cords. These are honor cords. The students graduating with academic honors also are designated in your program with an asterisk. So at this time, I'd ask those individuals who have achieved honors and are graduating magna cum laude to please rise. No, stand up, keep standing. These students have earned cumulative grade point averages above a 3.5. Congratulations to our magna cum laude students. Now you may be seated. And now, will those students earning the highest honors and are graduating summa cum laude please stand? This select group of students have earned cumulative grade point averages between 3.75 and a perfect 4.0. So join me in congratulating the summa cum laude graduates. Congratulations, and you may be seated. Today's principal speaker graduated cum laude from the University of Wisconsin-Platteville in 1977 with a degree in criminal justice. After graduating from the university, he went on to earn a master's and a PhD in criminal justice with concentrations in correctional administration and research planning and public administration and philosophy, respectively, from Michigan State University. He is currently the dean of the Helen Bader School of Social Welfare in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He has served as the chairperson for the Working Committee for the Development of the Institute for Urban Agriculture and Nutrition for 4 years, as a trainer for the Peace Officer Standards and Training for the State of California since 2008, and has served as the commissioner of the Wisconsin Law Enforcement Accreditation Group since 2001. Please help me in welcoming back Dr. Stan Stojkovic.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to provide a few minutes, a few comments. I do want to start by saying, yes, I'm a Platteville graduate. I've been a pioneer since December of 1977. I sat in this audience right here, had my family and friends sit to the right and to the left of me, and I was very, very proud at that point in time, as well as my family and friends. So I can't imagine anyone being more proud than this senior person here giving this speech that he just gave. I want to give him another round of applause. When Chancellor Shields asked me to come back and give the commencement address, I was obviously honored. I'm honored because I'm in the presence of the graduates, the faculty, but also the family, the friends, the people who, in some cases pay the bills, who make things happen for the graduates. You're all part of an intricate web, a family per se, that allows people to excel. And I think that today this is a representation of excelling in higher education and ultimately graduating. At the end of the day, you want to be able to graduate. Today, when Chancellor Shields asked me, would you do this, I asked him one question. He may remember this. I said, how much time do I have? He says, you got 15 minutes max. Okay, and I said, okay, fair enough. It's hard to get me to speak only for 15 minutes for anybody that knows me, but I will do that, and I will probably do it less. But I want to talk about a topic today that David really mentioned, so this is sort of fortuitous, a topic that really was spurred on in me early on, and as I've sort of been in the academic environment, in the work world, I'm 40 years removed from college, just about, and I've spent a lot of time doing a lot of different things, really across the world. I've been very, very fortunate. But there are two concepts that I want to talk about today that really, I think, if you pull them together, is advice for our graduates, advice for anyone who really wants to be able to structure his or her life in a positive way going forward. And that's really what we want to do. And I'll conclude with a summary statement that may be very bold for most people, but I think really represents the outcome of an educational process that you've started here, graduates, here at UWP, but hopefully will continue as you go forward. The concept is really based on a quote that I read from a very famous rock and roll guitarist, Jimmy Page. Jimmy Page one time said recently that if you have passion, you mentioned this, David, passion toward something and competence, you have musical heaven. That if you're passionate about something and you're good at it, you picked up the skills, you have the requisite knowledge to move forward. You have heaven. You'll have something else I'll talk about a little bit later. But that's heaven. Okay? So think about those concepts. How do I get passion in my life? How do I get competence in my life? And how do I use those concepts to sustain my life going forward? Passion has a number of component parts and a number of cousins, like compassion, right? I mean something totally different. But passion is really about the idea of being interested in something. Something that really gets you going, all right? Now, I got to admit a little error in my education. The only course I ever got below a C in at UW-Platteville was the clinical or the lab section of biology. That's the only course I ever got lower than a C. I got an A in the lecture, but I failed the clinical because to this day I can't look at a microscope. I don't have any passion for it, but there are a lot of people who do. Okay? So when you think about passion, think about what it's about. Passion, I think, is fundamentally about three component parts. Number one, passion is relational. You can be passionate about an idea, right? Passionate about a political ideology. Passionate about a cause, all right? But passion, to have meaning, has to have some kind of relation. It's got to be in relation to someone else, some other person, right? It ties us together. And when you see someone who's passionate, right, you get excited, right? You get excited because they're excited. And you think about passion in that way, and you say, geez, I want to be like that person. Or why did that person really get there? Where did he get this from? Now, passion is also, secondly, expressive. People express their passion, right, in all sorts of ways. Some of which are acceptable, some of which are not acceptable, but they're at least expressing it. You know where they stand, and it's really important to them to express it. Currently, if you look at some of our political leaders, they're pretty passionate, right? You may not agree with the outcome, or you may agree, but the fact of the matter is they stand for something. This is by no means a small point in life. When somebody looks you in the eye and says, well, what do you stand for? What are you all about? Right? It's usually expressed. It's an expressed kind of emotion about something that you're passionate about. And passion is really important. Now, here's the third point about passion that is really problematic, right? Passion has no direction, oftentimes. People are passionate about a particular thing, and you ask them, well, why are you passionate about that? Why do you care about that? And oftentimes they can't answer, right? They may not have introspectively thought about it. I saw one of the graduates' hats in the back over there in the back corner. I think, therefore, I graduated. Right? I thought that was that's sort of a rip-off from Rene Descartes, just so you know, the philosopher, okay? But I thought that was an interesting statement to put on your little tassel. Right? But when you relate to that, passion is like hope, right? Everybody says, we got to have hope. But hope is not a methodology, okay? Hope is important. You've got to have hope. You've got to have faith. You've got to have passion. Passion needs to be directed, okay? This is where competence comes in, okay? Competence also has component parts. To go back to Mr. Jimmy Page's comment, right? Passion plus competence is heaven, okay? Well, what does competence mean? This is competence at the end of the day. The ability to spend 4, 5, 6 years, whatever it was that it took you to get that college degree, right? You are now presumptively competent in something, right? At least I hope so. At least I think your parents hope so, right? And your friends and families hope so, that you have some knowledge, some skill, okay? I do a lot of training, and I tell people in the criminal justice system, training is not education. Education is much more conceptual, right? Training is much more hands-on. I want an engineer, those who graduated with engineering degrees, I want to make sure that he or she took the calculus. Because when they design the bridge, I want to make sure it stays up, okay? So they have to have some technical skills, but they also have to have some educational skills, right? But competency really requires, this idea that you have some knowledge, some kind of background that allows you to do what you do, okay? Now, competency also has, number 2, direction. You can see where I'm going, hopefully, right? Competency needs passion, and passion needs competency. Interchangeable, somewhat symbiotic in their approaches, all right? When you're competent, you really know your skill, you know your trade, and we all hope that you do, right? In addition, you have to have a direction. Well, where am I going to exercise this competence? Where's it going to go? How's it going to move, right? And I'm passionate because let's say I'm a biologist, right? I'm passionate about biology. And somebody could sit back and say, geez, how can you be passionate about that, right? Or I'm passionate about political science. Or I'm passionate because I'm a teacher. The best teachers you've ever had were passionate, but they were also competent, right? When I ask people to say, well, what makes a competent professor? They say, well, he's a cool guy. Oh, that only tells me so much. What does he or she really provide or bring to the table? They bring competence. They bring a conceptual scheme that allows you to control the passion. Because passion is like your heart, right? Passion is a thing that says, your heart wants everything. My father used to say to me, the heart wants everything, but the brain has to kick in. I want to eat that hamburger, but maybe that's not in my best interest in the long run, right? Something else has to kick in. So they provide direction. Also, competency, here's a little bit of a letdown. Its third component part, it's ephemeral. All right? All those graduates, I hope you know what ephemeral means. All right? It's ephemeral. If you're competent today, it doesn't mean you're going to be competent tomorrow. right? Things change. The world changes. The competency changes. But that, stoked with passion, keeps you going, all right? So you want to be able to change. You want to be able to move, right? So you take these concepts together. Passion plus competence is equal to heaven. Now here's the moral of my story and the point I want to really conclude on today in my expression of congratulations to the graduates and the family and friends. If you have a passion about something and you're competent and you remain competent, guess what? You'll never work a day in your life. You will never work a day in your life because you care about what you're doing and you're good at what you're doing. And there's nothing like it. There's absolutely nothing like it. You might have guessed, I think that I'm a passionate guy. I have some competency, and my competency is constantly growing and changing, right? And I've been a university professor for 33 years. I've been in higher education for over 40 years. I spent a lot of time walking in prisons and police stations around this world. And when people see you, right, they notice your passion, they respect your competence. Okay? It's not enough to just have one or the other. You have to have both. When you leave, your life will be a much more valuable place. You'll be in a place that will allow you to express your competence in a way that's something that's important to you. And I can tell you from my own personal experience, and I'm sure there's people out here, if you've been around long enough, you've experienced the same thing. I've also seen people who experience the other way, right? They don't have many competencies. They're almost soulless, right? They have no passion or a limited understanding. And they hate their lives. They hate their work. There is no hell. That's hell. Heaven, as Mr. Page has so ably said, is the passion and the competence coming together. So as you graduate today and you move forward in your career, think about always stoking your passion with someone else, relational. Listen to the heart, right? But don't forget the head. Always be competent. Move forward with your competency, which means education, we always say, is lifelong, right? It's lifelong education. It's the way the university gets to hook you in, right? But the fact of the matter is, you're going to walk across this stage in a few minutes, and if you're competent and you're passionate, you don't need me anymore. You can do this yourself, but it's better if you do it in tandem with others. All right? So I want to congratulate you. I want to say thank you to Chancellor Shields for giving me this brief opportunity to speak to the group. I want to thank the parents, the friends, the family, the support systems that have hopefully stoked your passion and now have provided you the opportunity to become competent as you move forward. The world needs people like this. The world is filled with too many mediocre people, quite frankly. We need a world where people are passionate and competent. We can solve anything. And we can do as the student David had just suggested. Follow your passion, move forward, and don't always forget what's happened here at University of Wisconsin-Platteville. You will be a lifelong pioneer. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dean Stojkovic, for that very passionate and competent presentation. I would now ask that Melissa Gavin, President of the Alumni Association Board of Directors, to come forward to present the Alumni Lifetime Memberships. I want you to pay special attention to her very school-spirited shoes that she's painfully wearing in honor of this day.
On behalf of the UW-Platteville Alumni Association, it is my pleasure and honor to congratulate the May 2016 commencement class. I encourage you to stay connected to UW-Platteville after you graduate, volunteer to serve on the Alumni Association Board of Directors or the LAE Alumni Chapter, attend an alumni event in your area, or come to campus for career fairs, art and theater shows, other alumni activities, and the 150th celebration at homecoming in October. Proudly display your diploma at your place of work, and stay connected through our social media sites and by keeping in contact with faculty and other staff on campus. There are many ways to be an active alumnus. At each commencement, the Alumni Association recognizes select graduates by awarding them a lifetime membership into the Alumni Association. This is a $400 value. Recipients for this award have been involved on campus and in the community, have professional development experience, academic excellence, and the nominators feel strongly that they will continue to stay involved with the university and the Alumni Association after graduation. For this semester, we have selected 6 individuals as recipients, and 2 are graduating this afternoon. Please stand when I call your name. Nicole Beckman, Nicole is graduating with a major in psychology, and she is from Wildwood, Illinois. Caleb Goodness, Caleb is graduating with a major in political science, and he hails from Nakusa, Wisconsin. Congratulations to each of you, and congratulations to the entire class.
Thank you, Melissa. Chancellor Dennis J. Shields is completing his 6th year at the University of Wisconsin-Platteville, and during that time, he has guided the campus through tremendous growth in programs, resources, and facilities. By using innovative public-private methods, he led the construction of Roundtree Commons and Bridgeway Commons, ensuring that all of our freshmen and sophomores could remain engaged in campus life through residential living. The scholarship of teaching and learning informs us that students who live on campus are more likely to persist, more likely to be successful, and ultimately more likely to graduate. And Chancellor Shields led this effort so that our freshmen and sophomores could have this residential experience. In addition, he has championed the faculty and staff by working with all aspects of shared governance, ensuring that this university remains committed to our core mission of providing an affordable and an accessible education. So, ladies and gentlemen, please help me in welcoming our Chancellor, Dennis J. Shields.
Thank you, Dr. Denherter. Good afternoon. I'm going to take, before my more formal remarks, there's something I'd like to do. Dr. Denherter, would you please stand? For the last 6 years, Dr. Mitty Nimitz Denherter has served as the Vice Chancellor and Provost, and one of the pieces of her work has been to serve as the Master of Ceremonies. She's stepping down from that role as of June 30th of this year. She will rejoin the faculty to go back to teaching, which I know is one of her passions, and hopefully I will be able to convince her to work on some special projects supporting other aspects of the university. She's been here for 30 years. She's been a teacher, a scholar, an administrator, department chair, assistant dean, dean, and finally as vice chancellor and provost. Through all of those years, she's had a selfless interest in supporting the students, staff, and faculty at this institution. She has been of great aid to me and a source of support for the last 6 years. And finally, and maybe most importantly, she is one of the kindest, most thoughtful people I've had the privilege of knowing and working with. She's been a great colleague, and more significantly, a great friend. I am in her debt, as I think generations of students, staff, and faculty at this university are in. So I'd like a round of applause and recognition for So my speech will be just long enough to allow her to regain her composure. Graduates, I'm pleased to welcome you to this ceremony. It is special for both you and the University of Wisconsin-Platteville. We are proud of all that you have accomplished. So my heartfelt congratulations to you. I also want to recognize the parents and honored guests that are here today, because the success of these students would not have been possible without your support and your belief that these graduates would reach this milestone that we celebrate today. Congratulations to all of you, and we're glad that you're here to be a part of this ceremony. To our faculty and staff, thank you for your dedication, for the hours spent both in the classroom and outside the classroom, providing advice, guidance, and opportunities to these graduates. Your care, and I heard about another example just this week of the way that you guys care. There's a student who faced a very serious health issue in the last week, not able to be here today, and one of her English professors stepped forward and helped her work through how she could advance her academic career in spite of these health issues. It's just one more example of the way that the faculty and staff on this campus show how they care. Thank you for all that you do and continue to do. And let's give them a round of applause. So graduates, this is, of course, a special day for you and for the university as a whole as we celebrate our sesquicentennial, the 150th anniversary of the founding of this institution. For any organization, and certainly this university, to thrive, it must adapt and transform over time. Looking at this campus today, you might not know that this was once a two-college town, hosting both a teacher's college and a mining school. To adapt to changing times and to improve our ability to provide an exemplary education in Southwest Wisconsin, the two schools merged in 1959 and officially became a part of the University of Wisconsin system in 1971, and began their journey together as a university that you see here today. Since then, graduates every year have been, as you are today, filled with excitement and expectation about the future. I want you to know that, like our past graduates, you now possess the expertise and skills necessary to go out into the world and make important contributions to your families, to your communities, to business and industry. It is, in fact, highly unlikely that you will stay with the same company or serve in the same position your entire career. On the other hand, it is most likely that in the first 10 years of your career, you will change jobs, or the expectations of your job will change as many as 7 times. And change can be scary, but what I have to say, I hope, gives you some confidence. I am certain that you are ready to face these kinds of challenges. The University of Wisconsin-Platteville graduate is highly valued. Local, state, and national businesses seek out our graduates not just because of their technical expertise, but also for their ability, like this university, to adapt and transform. You, our graduates, have, as a result of your education here, a strong communication skills, excellent writing skills, the ability to build strong relationships, and the energy and creativity to be a huge success. And it is fitting that I make note of that because much of that comes from the strong liberal arts program emanating from this college. This is why you are ready to begin your career or pursue a graduate degree or embark on some humanitarian endeavor or even launch a new business. This university has prepared you well for all of these options. When I was an admissions officer about 16 years ago, and my mentor suggested maybe I could be a dean and maybe a college president down the line, I was a little skeptical. But I thought this meant I had to believe in myself first, be ready to take on new challenges, and continue learning. Now, as I come to nearly 6 years as chancellor, I realize how I adapted and transformed my career. As a university, we continue, as we have for 150 years, to evolve and serve the citizens of this great state of Wisconsin and beyond. And as you leave this university, you too will need to adapt and transform. You began that process when you first stepped on campus. Over the course of your academic career, you built a foundation that will allow you to adapt and transform throughout the rest of your life's journey. As you begin your transition to life outside the university, bring your ability to enact change to your families, to your work, and to your communities. Bring your energy and creativity to bear on all that you do. Get involved in local causes. Be a catalyst for change. I'm certain that each and every one of you has someone who has served as a catalyst for you here. Do the same for someone else in your life. And please stay engaged with this institution and help us to continually adapt and transform, because that positive influence, that will provide a positive influence for generations of pioneers to come. And you are ready to be that catalyst. Today marks a great accomplishment. You have earned your degree, and you are well positioned to learn and to do even more. Use the lessons you have learned in adapting to college to adapt challenges that lie before you. Your ability to transform, as this university has successfully done, will allow you to thrive in this changing world. So, congratulations on this sesquicentennial graduation. Congratulations on your degree. And as you go forth, remember the past, celebrate the present, and pioneer the future. By doing so, you will ensure that every day is a great day to be a pioneer. Thank you.
Okay, now to the main event. Would all of the individuals who are about to receive bachelor's degrees please stand? That's all of you. Chancellor Shields, as provost and as directed by the university faculty, I certify that the individuals standing before you are candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science. And upon completion of the prescribed curricula, remember you still have final exams next week, completion of the prescribed curricula are entitled to receive their degrees from the University of Wisconsin-Platteville. I therefore recommend to you that these candidates be granted the appropriate diplomas for the curricula completed.
Upon this certification by the Provost and Vice Chancellor, and with the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of Wisconsin System, I am pleased to confer upon you the degree that you have earned, together with all the rights and privileges attending thereto. Congratulations.
And now, graduates, please take your tassel and move it from the right to the left. Woohoo! And look happy about it. Okay. Now you can be seated again. I'd like to thank our Assistant Registrar, Kimberly Jasper, as she will read the names of the candidates as they come forward. And at this time, I ask Dr. Elizabeth Troop, Dean of the College of Liberal Arts and Education, to come forward.
Will the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science from the College of Liberal Arts and Education please stand? Chancellor Shields and Provost Den Herter, as Dean of the College of Liberal Arts and Education, I present to you the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science. Candidates, please start coming forward.
David Elliott Frieden. Sarah Marie Rushine. Adam Edward Albee. Bonnie T. Allen. Callan Tyler Backstrom. Parker S. Banghart. Samantha L. Berry. Jack M. Baston. Jennifer Jane Bayline. Penny Lynn Bearhart. Jessica Elizabeth Beck. Nicole Marie Beckman. Brittany L. Biesecker. Alexandra Elise Berard. John J. Black. Rashawn Andrew Blocker Nelson. Jacqueline N. Foley. Morgan Ann Baumkamp. Jacob V. Bonset Veal. Amelia M. Borman. Alex J. Brower. Eric Edward Breitsprecher. Aaron Nathaniel Bremer. Trisha Corrine Broyhan. Emily S. Burns. Paula K. Bush. David J. Butler. Daniel A. Calloway. Eric H. Carlson. Cody James Carmody. Susan Stone Cartwright. Alex B. Sapek. Ryan L. Clark. Carly M. Cleary. Daisy E. Collin. Emily A. Cooksey. Andre L. Cooper. Brooke Marie Courtney. Mark A. Couturier. Audra O. Cox. Elias B. Cox. Brandon David Danowski. What? Carly S. Dino. Dylan L. Deshane. Kevin Todd Dolphin. Victoria C. Dolphin. Tyler Eric Dornick. Anna Doyle Chandler. Andrea Nicole Duncan. Tanya Jean Donovan. Tyler J. Edge. Kai M. Ellen. Andrew M. Elliott. Caitlin A. Emmer. Rachel Mary Evett. Cole T. Ferguson. Jenna Ray Finnell. Ryan S. Fish. Ashley E. Fry. Erica R. Freeze. Eric M. Froming. Aaron Ray Galindo. Charles A. Gilbert. Amanda L. Godin. Benjamin James Gert. Michelle E. Gottschalk. Caleb Peter Goodness. Kayla Joanne Gosdeck. Nicole Lee Gretz. David D. Granger. Maxwell M. Grimm. Jonathan George Gutzman. Gwendolyn C. Haig. Dean S. Hobley. Patrick Hanley. Donald Frederick Hansen, Jr. Alyssa Marie Hansen. Emily Lynn Haverland. Benjamin J. Hazard. Michael Allen Hendrickson. Zachary M. Herfel. Crystal Anna Hermosello. Emily L. Herrick. Tyler John Huffman. Hillary K. Holland. Jennifer J. Hostert. Ian Thomas Hunt. Haley Marie Hurst. Katie L. Huss. Kenzie Brooke Jaquint. Nathan S. Jensen. Damian Joshua Johnson. Aaron R. Johnson. Andrew Harold Jonas. Becca Leanne Jones. Brianna F. Jones. Tabitha Lee Justice. Stephanie June Kalish. Dakota Joseph Candler. Benjamin John Kapfenstein. Jordan Marie Kaufman. Caitlin Rose Keeler. Nathan E. Kirschbaum. Courtney K. Kleber. Austin A. Clem. Josh Michael Nab. Taryn Cobbs. Shayna M. Kretschmer. Cody Jacob Krewald. Katie L. Krupke. Taylor N. Coonan. Rachel Caroline Kulak. Lauren M. Kurtzwell. Jared L. Lang. Ashley N. Langer. Jenna M. Leposki. Cassandra Christine Legate. Chandler I. Layer. Michelle N. Lindloff. Julia Nicole Lowe. Jacob Daniel Leffelholtz. Haley Ann Lochran. Jessica Jane Lovin. Courtney Irene Lutzen. Letitia Joy Line. Sierra S. Moss. Stacy L. Makoviak. Sean M. Mahoney. Alec J. Malashewski. Amanda Sue Markline. Paola Martinez. Marco A. Martinez. Daphne Sophia Mathis. Natalie A. McDonald. Howard Patrick McKee. Amanda M. Meidel. Zachary W. Melms. Jonathan Michael Mertz. Amy Marie Meyer. Joshua T. Meyer. Jennifer K. McLean. Dana Marie Miller. Melanie A. Minervini. Megan Lynn Needham. Aaron Scott Nips. Logan No. Holly Noreen Nygaard. Megan Mary O'Kane. MJ Patton. Cody John Peacock. Molly Elaine Pierce. Viviana Pereira. Lauren Gabrielle Perona. Marlene Carey Flugerat. Jacob A. Plemer. Zachary M. Poor. Jamie Diane Procaroni. Jacob Robert Prohaska. Catherine Elaine Prizabal. Zachary Charles Raymer. Kaylin Amber Raymaker. Alexander J. Reed. Kyle K. Raymanap. Jennifer Ann Rodig. Emily R. Roper. Carly Ann Rote.
Carly.
Heather Marie Rupplinger. Frank Joseph Ryback. Nicole T. Sander. Aaron D. Sandmeyer. Samantha Jo Shipper. Brent A. Schmidt. Kathlena Ann Schneider. Michaela L. Schneider. Elizabeth Ann Schultz. Jacqueline N. Schumacher. Matthew J. Schroeder. Jesse Omer Shattuck. Alexis I. Shimkowski. Caitlin Judith Simon. Zachary Daniel Sorn. Megan L. Stafford. Matthew B. Steiner. Samantha Rose Steinis. Danielle Lana Marie Stern. Blake A. Stewart. Katrina Michelle Stracy. Kaylin I. Teeter. Logan D. Toll. Cassandra Ciara Thomas. Samantha L. Thompson. Linnell Marie Tremelling. Carrie Ann Gail Tremmel. Sean Thomas Treves. Adam Triggs. Lydianne M. Trush. Blake A. Upman. Dakota W. Vossen. Morgan L. Vanderzen. Giselle Varientos. Kayla Joan Voorhees. Brianna May Wagner. Robert John Wagner. Nicholas P. Wagner. Bailey K. Wallace. Nicole M. Wallenhorst. Alex Bruce Wanish. Stephen Kyle Wazilik. Raven C. Weems. Alexander White. Kezia Lee Whitaker. Sean Gray Wiedersheim. Jordan Anthony Williams. Hannah J. Wilson. Wendy G. Winger. Rachel Lynn Withrow.
Wow.
Adam Carl Woke. Jacob W. Woodside. Alexander Lee Woodworth. Allison Jean Wright. Aubrey Sue Yabara. Brooke M. Yoko. Carissa Zerbal.
Putting together this ceremony takes considerable work, most of it behind the scenes. I'd like to thank the following people: the senior staff, some of whom are seated here on stage, the commencement committee, led by Dr. Joanne Wilson and Dr. Lenita Lamanovic, commencement marshal John Rink, professor and program coordinator of political science, assistant registrar Kimberly Jasper, who read the names of the graduates so capably, student ambassadors who served as your ushers, the Ensemble Nouveau for the music, Media Technology Services, and the Division of External Relations. So would all of those people just mentioned who helped with the production of today's ceremony please stand and be recognized? Now, sitting in front of the stage is a group of people who have taught and advised you graduates, who have mentored you and done so much more. Serving in higher education is a calling, and these people have served, have met that call because they're passionate, going back to our speaker, passionate about their discipline, passionate about education, public education, passionate about learning, but it's also because they care about you and that you learn and have a good life. So at this time, I'd like for the faculty and staff to rise, turn to face the graduates, and graduates, give them a round of applause. None of this would have been possible without this last special group. This is the group who has helped the graduates through their college careers and indeed throughout their entire lives. So would now the families and the friends of the sesquicentennial 2016 graduates please stand and be recognized by those graduates. Okay, this is a little anticlimactic, but I'm going to ask you to turn to page 52 in your programs, and we're going to sing the Alma Mater, led again by Gwendolyn Haig. please be seated. The commencement ceremonies have been recorded and are available for on-demand viewing on the campus website. I'd ask that the graduates and families and friends please remain seated until the stage party and the faculty have left the gymnasium. Once the faculty have reached the lobby, the graduates are dismissed and can join their families and friends. There are flags representing all the countries from which our students hail in the main lobby for photographs, as well as the college banners. So once again, congratulations to the University of Wisconsin-Platteville sesquicentennial graduating class of May 2016. The ceremony is ended. Graduates, please greet your family and friends. you.